Good evening and welcome to the Overwatch Pacific Championship Season 2. I'm AVRL and joining with me tonight is, well, it's actually just me, so sorry you're stuck with me for the evening. Pixie Moustache Man has gone missing, so if you do find him, please report him to the local authorities. We're looking for him still. So, rather jump straight into the game. We're not going to waste anything, so sorry for the delay. And it's going to be Mega Thunder versus Machi Esports. Let's get right in. And of course, the game has actually already started. Control point opening in 15 seconds. Mega Thunder on the blue side, Machi Esports on the red side. And this Mega Thunder team, I'm really excited to see what they've got in store for us because they do have 3 new members already on their roster. But so far, straight away, they're going to get pushed off the point, and Machi Esports going off to a pretty strong start. And a lot of questions for this Mega Thunder team. This was the old Fireball roster that has been picked up by the Mega organization. New members Elk, Moffat, and Graceful leading the charge here for Mega Thunder's second push now. Machi Esports still running with the same lineup that we know from Season 1. Curlis getting picked up super early by Kant. A couple of return kills on the other side as well, but so far for Mega, struggling to find anything with the sort of Sombra comp that Apudo has sort of become known for after his World Cup performance of Team Titan in China, in Shanghai. But currently, that Superstar Sombra performance, we're unfortunately not seeing it just here. The EMP not quite coming online for Mega Thunder. Machi Esports still looking extremely comfortable in their shoes right now. 6 members alive. Ultimate's coming up as well. Kant's already got his pulse bomb for Mega Thunder. And just looking for a few options onto the side. It's going to be so far a difficult run for Mega Thunder. I feel like if this is the roster that you want to come in with. This is a lot of pressure on this roster to do quite well. Coming to this third fight now, and once again, Curlis has been going down now 2 fights in a row, which is very concerning so far for Mega Thunder. Of course, if you're wondering where NZNR and Rocket are, they are the substitute members of this Mega Thunder team, as EMP finally now available for that Mega Thunder side. Cap still in favor of Machi Esports so far. We hit into that 90, or rather that 75-ish kind of percent here, and for Mega Thunder, I think still looking for that entry, and this EMP will most likely be how they get that. I think Kiyomi is definitely set in position as well with the Transcendence to have an immediate counter. Even Restia, to be honest, can immediately stay on the side. Mega Thunder, here we go. The Transcendence already out into play as well. Pudo onto that side, just looking for his opening. Curlis once again going down. I mean, this is definitely starting to become a bit of a habit. EMP went down, Apudo at 20 HP. Not really able to do too much with the situation, unfortunately. This could be a very quick first map loss for Mega Thunder. The Blades are coming out as well. Nuns on a killing spree here. Graceful. T1 and Curlis, the only members alive. Time is running out here. Kiyomi switching onto Soldier as well. Something we saw a lot of out of this young player on the Machi side. He does flex onto the Soldier pick, normally a support player. So overtime should be ticking down just about any moment now. Final Transcendence play coming out from Curlis as Mega Thunder looking to get back in. Double support ultimates, so they're buying a decent amount of time here, and actually the possibility for a flip over is definitely there, but Moffat has to be the guy to do the work here. He has to be the one to stay alive as the rest of Mega Thunder do now stream on to this point. Next couple of kills will probably decide this. T1 taking down D-Crown is a really good start for Mega Thunder. This could be the first fight they win so far on this control center map. The EMP coming up available. I think Machi take the smart option here. They did lose the initial member, and when the whole Mega Thunder squad does respawn like that for Machi, them losing the first member, they didn't want to take the risk there with any additional members. So we've got 99% to 0. We have the time, we have the options, we have the availability to come back in very strong for this next push. So this Mega Thunder again, Apudo with the EMP. Don't think he hit enough members, and Apudo is definitely taking a lot of damage despite the EMPs coming down. The rest of Mega Thunder definitely cleaning up the return kills, but Machi on the other side, you know, definitely not giving this one up without a fight so far. Mega Thunder definitely has had some issues so far in this game, and they are being tided over. For Machi, it's a bit concerning as well because they had an almost winnable situation. They were at 99-0. Mega Thunder had barely any members available. It was Curlis that came in with the Transcendence, actually, as he does once again come in with that Transcendence now. Elk getting close to the sound barrier as well. Kiyomi, dire straits for him. T1 takes him down. Mega Thunder still going to hold on to this. Actually gets a decent number of kills. I think that was a suicide by No Talk on the side there for Machi Esports. So I think Mega Thunder actually making this one pretty close. They had a pretty rough start. Don't forget, this is a new roster for Mega. They've had some time to play together. I know they've boot camped together in Bangkok. The new coach Pure from the States, from Splice. Mega Thunder spent some time together now in Taiwan as well, but definitely a tall order to ask when a team like Machi's already spent a season together now. Seasoned veteran Machi will come in for another push. This time the Transcendence from Kiyomi to start things off. Else got no sound barrier this time, but the EMP they do have indeed, and Nuns is going to take down 2 kills straight off the bat. This could be the flip over for Machi. If they get this flip over, you got to think it's a win as well. Moffat dying with ulti. He's going to have to come back and try and get that one into action. No one else can really keep this going for Mega Thunder, and that's a really big concern. Machi Esports timer finally ticks down in their favor. Last time Mega Thunder kept it going, they're going to try again. Pulse bomb already thrown out to no effect, and Nuns is picking up yet more kills in the sound barrier. That's going to be the final nail in the coffin for the Mega Thunder, and I think that's it. All the members are down. Moffat's still alive. He probably won't last very much longer. Down to Graceful. He's still stuck in spawn, and that's going to be control set and now falling over to Machi Esports. Pretty hotly contested, despite the fact that Mega Thunder had such a, I would say, slow start, and it's going to be interesting to see how Mega Thunder kind of progress here, because that's was definitely not the kind of start you were looking for. I think. Hello again, by the way. For Mega Thunder, this is, you know, something about OPC. I guess we haven't had a chance to talk about is there's now more teams and more. Well, not the more teams, but there are 8 teams still in this competition, but more countries now representing the OPC than I guess a lot of other competitions. You know, the addition of Graceful, Moffat, and Elk in this team means you have that United States, you have the North American and European representation now with Graceful from Sweden as well. So I think it's a pretty big statement coming into OPC with these players. It's a real good opportunity to see, you know, these North American, European players now getting the chance to mix in with the Thai members, getting a chance to mix in with the Taiwanese players and I guess staff in the location in general. But you know, a couple of chances to talk to Pure, and he did mention early days, a couple of communication problems were definitely there. You have Thai-speaking members, you have 5 Thai-speaking members. 9th has unfortunately dropped off the roster, so 8 members in total, 5 of them from Thailand, 3 of them from North America and Europe. And so, you know, English, the common language there, definitely needed some time to get together. You did see some flashes of that towards the end, but you got to question the Apudo Sombra pick just a little bit to start things off with. It is, I guess, kind of standard for Control Center, but at the same time, you just didn't see the impact that you expected from Apudo, that you did see at the World Cup, that you did see in Shanghai. So now, for Apudo, I guess still not to prove it. I mean, Apudo as well was the Genji/Soldier 76 star from OPC Season 1. Just a little bit of a history behind these 2 teams. This is the, I guess, this is now the organization Mega who picked up the Fireball roster from Season 1. So look at the scoreboard so far. First map was Lijiang Tower, and Mega Thunder is the home side. Machi Esports came in as 5th place from OPC Season 1, and Fireball came in as 6th place from Season 1. So among these 2 teams, there's a lot to prove here in the sense that, considering that Sun System did Detonator Gold are now no longer with us in this tournament, these are now the 2, I would say, lowest ranking teams based on seeding from Season 1, so you have to sort of consider they're both fighting to get out of that lowest spot. I think for Mega Thunder, especially getting over Machi as the first hurdle will be very important. Just to go over the tournament format with you quickly as well, OPC utilizes the home and away format, so 8 teams, 9 weeks of competition, 6 weeks of regular season play, which is a double round robin. Each team will get to have a home side and an away side on the corresponding round robins as we're about to head into map number 2. We'll get a little bit more into detail on just exactly how that format works after we conclude this map. So we're about to get into Lijiang Tower again. I'll remind the audience that Lijiang Tower, or rather all control maps in OPC Season 2 are best of 3 and no longer best of 5s. So, kicking things off into the night market here. No real big changes. Good to see Apudo back onto something like a Genji. This is what he is known for. The horse that got him here. Nuns, the other Genji side. Player on the other side does get taken down quite early, but you got to talk about the support line for Mega Thunder a little bit here. It wasn't Kurlos that got killed first. It was Elk, but Kurlos fell down with him. So for Mega Thunder, something is definitely happening on their back line. These 2 supports, specifically Kurlos so far, has been a primary target. Mega Thunder do and probably should be committing a few more resources here, Graceful in particular. The Transcendence, not rather the Transcendence, but the Defense Matrix, probably the key tool to try and keep Kurlos alive here. You got to think, you got to be able to keep Kurlos alive, because the same thing is not happening on the other side. But just as I said, Apudo, he strikes blood, and Kurlos takes one right in the back again. So The good news for Mega here is they are able to trade quite effectively, but they are losing T to Watt as well. So for Machi, good start once again. If we're going to go back to what happened on Control Center, it might be a case where Mega Thunder has a very poor and kind of very difficult start, but they do come back quite strong later on towards the map. As Graceful did pick up 2 kills there. Moffat takes down his counterpart in Canton. The point should be opening up for Mega Thunder any time now. We're already over 30% for Machi Esports, but all of the alternates are on the side of Mega Thunder. Got 3 lights up already. Apuda taken down, no talking. Especially going down with the sound barriers or not going to be used there. Nuns, a little bit of a token stall, and I think Machi want to just bleed this cap out for as much progress as they possibly can. They can get to about 50%. I'd say that's about a victory for them. Not the huge lead that they had on Control Center, so I guess Mega Thunder got to be happy about that. They'll be happy with anything they can take at this rate. I think Kurlos coming up 82%, nearing that Transcendence. This is going to be important. Machi Esports are near that Transcendence as well. Kurlos is doing a good job, actually. Getting the kill into Ressia will give them a lot more time to play with here. They're going to be able to get their second ultimate on Elk as well. So Mega Thunder is sitting quite in a really good position here. Machi will be catching up. Good news for Mega Thunder once again is that they're playing, despite playing from behind objectively, not as behind as they were last time around. This is the effect that we've been waiting for. Pluto on the Dragon Blade, on the Genji Dragon Blade rather. Kurlos staying alive with the Transcendence, and a couple members went down. I'm surprised Kiyomi has not used Transcendence yet. His players are definitely going down. Self-destruct out into play, Primal Rage as well, and for Machi Esports, they're starting to bleed, but they do have options, and they haven't used this Transcendence yet still, and they will lose the remainder of their members. Getting a couple of kills on the other side, it's been Nuns and it's been Apuda. These have been probably the 2 key players on both sides, and interestingly enough, both playing Genji, that are really pulling the weight for the team. And Machi Esports, I gotta say, despite being quite lean with the ultimates, despite playing quite I would say rather reserved, they managed to get this point. And speaking of reserve, I think Mega Thunder used even less ultimates there, but this is going to be a fight now where they want to make things happen. Apuda plays directly, or rather Nuns plays directly into a Transcendence, still manages to pick up 2. Interestingly enough, the trend does continue at Kurlos and Elk. First 2 members to go down. Apuda is super low onto the side. It does go down as well. Had the Dragon Blade had the possibility of coming back in with the counter trades. Still ticking up for Machi Esports though. They're getting a lot of progress. As Mega Thunder once again behind, but like I said, still not as behind as they were under Control Center. They can really tap into where the strengths were on Control Center. That looked like a stick to me, it was, and Kurlos the target once more. He can never catch a break. At least Apuda on the other side does get Kiyomi. You really got to feel sorry for both of these Zenyatta players. The cap goes over to Mega Thunder. A little bit messy from Machi to lose that one over so quickly, because you can see they're still getting the kills. They're still able to transfer over and convert these kills despite losing the cap, despite not paying attention to the cap itself. It does buy Mega Thunder time, but buying time for Mega Thunder doesn't get you a win. And unfortunately for Machi, or fortunately for Mega Thunder, Machi back at 99%. They're back on the overtime. Apuda goes down. Big carry of the team. He's got some big shoulders, but he might need to work out a little bit more. Mega Thunder, 4 members now alive. Kurlos down again. Elk down again. It's down to Moffat and Grace1. Don't know if they can get the job done. Kiyomi playing bodyguard, playing bouncer in the front doors. He's going to look to take down Moffat. He goes down to Canton. It's just going to be Graceful. Timer will eventually go down. And the first map goes to Machi Esports and Mega Thunder. They want to make a statement. It's going to have to happen on maps 2 or 3. If we get it there, 4, maybe even 5. Your Machi Esports right now, they're going to be feeling pretty comfortable. That was a little bit dire on some of those moments, but overall, ability to take out supports on the backside of Mega Thunder consistently. Apuda did have some signs of that on the other side when we got to Night Marker, but otherwise, on this Control Center especially, you see the difference between the impact Apuda has for his team between the Sombra and the Genji. So that wraps up match number 1. Lijiang Tower going the way of Machi Esports, who, you know, I know as well, have been working definitely very hard this season. They're one of the few teams that have not made a roster swap going to Season 2, and you got to commend them for that. A lot of teams did readjust their players that have a few problems carrying over from last season. They wanted to make changes to him. Machi stood their ground. They're saying, no, we like what we had. We have good members. They kept their support, rather not their support, but their substitute player Rai into the game as well. As we're about to look at what map number 2 is, let's go over that format once again. So OPC is a 9-week competition, 6 weeks of regular season play, followed by 3 weeks of playoffs, where the top 4 teams play in a single elimination bracket to decide the winner of OPC Season 2. That is right, the top 4 teams, not just the top 3 this time. There is that extra opportunity to get into the playoffs. Now, how does a regular season work? Because we do have home and away matches. So there are 2 round robins. In each round robin, you will play as either the home side or the away side. The home side has the advantage of picking maps 1, 3, and 5. That is the Control, the Assault, and the last hybrid map, as well as the starting picks. The away side gets the comfort of picking, I would say, maps 2 and 4. That is the first hybrid map and the escort map should we get there. Of course, the best of 5 means it could all be over by map number 3. And if you get to pick the map, you also get to pick the starting side. So a pretty big advantage overall to the home side. It's something that we will be revisiting a lot. Machi, of course, are the home side in this match. To kick things off with the premiere match, the opening match of Season 2. We're about to get into map pick number 2, and that's going to go on to the Mega Thunder side of things, as I believe. We might be getting into replay, but we might just hold breath onto that one. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, well, it doesn't, I guess. But I think, yeah, again, teams seeded 5th and 6th. You have Fireball, 6th place from OPC Season 1. Machi, 5th place from OPC Season 1. And these 2 teams have taken matches off each other. If my memory is correct, the standing between these 2 teams in Season 1 is 3-1 in favor of Machi Esports. I have to confirm that later, but Fireball only took 1 map off them, and that was within the first round robin of Season 1, and it looks like, you know, that win streak that Machi has, they want to keep that one going. So far, they're up 3. Want to make that one in number 4. This is, of course, a new squad, no longer called Fireball. We're getting into Mega Thunder. I really like the name. I like the logo. I think elephants are pretty threatening. Like, you got teams like NC Foxes. You got, like, you know, Rocks Tigers and Rocks Augers, whatever you have. But bring out the elephant for sure. Bring out the elephant. Why not? So, of course, map 2 again is going to be the hybrid game mode picked by Mega Thunder in a best of 5 series. And there it is, Mega Thunder on the home side, Machi Esports on the away side. There's a lot of representation of this tournament. I guess we haven't had a chance to really talk about the scope of this tournament, and we won't just yet either, because we're about to head into Numbani, and that is going to be our next map pick, picked by Machi Esports. I have to make a bit of a adjustment. Sorry, it has been a mistake. Machi Esports is the away team and Mega Thunder is the home team, so excuse that. Other way around, Machi do in fact get to pick map number 2, which is actually a little bit scary for Mega Thunder, because Mega Thunder already had that first pick and they lost on their original pick. Now, the kind of trend that we saw in OPC was usually the team that picks their map does get to win their map, and of course that's pretty standard. That is something that you do expect. So the fact that Mega Thunder are down 1 map already on their own map pick, Machi getting their map pick now onto Numbani, Mega Thunder kind of on the back foot straight off the bat. Be interested to see if we're going to see any of the, I guess because we are on the current patch, Doomfist getting played could be a possibility. One of the maps that Doomfist has been experimented on was actually Control Center on Lijiang, so we didn't see it then. We may still not see it now. Hopefully we might. Apudo, I know, has potentially been training on that. He's been sort of flexing out his hero pool. He's primarily known as that Genji soldier player from Season 1, but as we saw in the World Cup, you know, really got into the swing of things with the Sombra pick as well, specifically towards the end of OPC Season 1 and then getting into Season 2. The man of many talents. 2 members of Mega Thunder sitting on the side as well. That is Rocket and NZNR on the bench warming that up as Mega Thunder look to take one back against Machi Esports, who are still looking, I would say, as clean as they did last season. They had a really tough run against teams like AHQ, against teams like Flash Wolves and Blank. They were very competitive with Hong Kong Attitude, who were the 4th place team, but could never really break into that top 3. Well, now it's not going to be a top 3 they're breaking into. They want to break into a top 4 at least. Coming in the top 3 is still important. You don't really want to be number 4 going up against team number 1 come playoffs day, but let's kick things off now into the first defense, first offense. If I was correct there, I think both teams were going to go for the Soldier Tracer composition just at first glance there. Something that Mega Thunder back in Season 1 definitely had a lot of experience with, so it will be, it looks like both teams going with the Tracer Soldier composition. Restia, that could be Torbjorn as well, has been known to be a bit of a Torbjorn player. Kiyomi, known as one of the better Annas in Taiwan, usually regarded by many players, not within his own team, but within other teams as well, specifically top teams, as one of the better Annas in the Taiwan scene, as one of the better Annas in the OPC as well. A lot of competition here, so here we go, first push coming in through now. Of course, Mega Thunder on the attack. Machi opted to go for defense first, so Pudo getting taken down quite early. You actually see members of Mega Thunder try to sneak on through underneath that bridge where the turret is. I think the solution here for Mega Thunder is they do want to be able to play against that turret. They do want to make sure the turret gets off the high ground, force the turret replacement by Restia, and really contest the high ground. It's going to be a big battle of the high ground. Mega Thunder can either opt to take the opposite high ground as they're moving through here, or try and go through the Atria building and contest Nuns directly. No, I know Nuns has a lot to prove on this hero as well. He's been known as mainly a Genji player, so a lot to prove on the Soldier. Excuse the technical difficulties there. I do believe the game is continuing, but hopefully we will get that feed back up and running very, very soon. In the meantime, though, so far, Mega Thunder already dropping down their first push. I think this is a team that is one of those teams that does need, or at least does appear to need, a little bit more of that time playing together. This is a new sort of region for them to get into, especially for the new players from North America and of course Europe. A little bit of history on these guys. These are three of the members, Elk, Moffat, and Graceful, from Contenders, coming off from You Guys Get Paid, ? And also Evil Geniuses and Splice. A couple members from the older Splice roster with Pure. And Pure rates them as some of the best players that he would ever pick up for a team. So you got to trust the man. The man's experienced himself. Best chef in Taiwan. You heard it here first. And yeah, I think for this Mega Thunder team, it's really important to have a really good first opening game. And so far they drop one map. If you've already dropped a map, I think for Mega Thunder, you definitely want to be able to pick up a couple maps here, because Machi so far do look stronger as we do get back into this game. The fight might have already taken place again. Mega Thunder did get that reset. That turret finally does go down. That is definitely the first thing you wanted to do. I believe there was a stick onto Kurlos, if I'm not mistaken. So far, Kanta's been really on point with these pulse bombs sticks so far. The turret goes down again, but they need to make a play. And speaking of pulse bombs, Moffat takes one down, takes a turret with them, call that one truck and trailer. DCR1 as well getting killed. So Machi, they lose two. They lose about 2.5, and losing the Molten Core, I think, was especially important for Mega Thunder to take out. 1 minute 11 seconds now remaining. Good pressure by D-Crown onto Apudo. Apudo now does get that tactical visor out. Well played by No Talk as well with the Matrix to really shut him down. But you got to get Apudo off this pitch. You got to get Apudo off the high ground. And so far, T-Dot's making a lot of room for this guy. Now the Molten Core finally comes out, but it's a total mess for the Machi Esports defense. Nuns now will reply with his own tactical visor. He's off the opposite side of Apudo. Apudo can't afford to take too many peeks here against Nuns, but the tactical visor should be running up by now. Restia, no opportunity to actually pick up another turret. Goes down, probably for the better. Allows him to get that respawn, and Mega Thunder finally do take that first cap with only about, I would say, about a minute remaining, maybe a little bit less. So they don't have a lot of time to work with here. They did spend over 3 minutes trying to take that cap, but I think it really came down to an amazing pulse bomb coming up from Moffat, Moffat going on to Restia, taking the turret down with him. That was absolutely key, because the Molten Core would have spelled the doom for Restia. You got to consider though, had Restia had used that Molten Core, he perhaps would have stayed alive. If buts and maybes aside, another great stick by Moffat. Call the span, I don't know. What do you call a guy that sticks something? I'll get back to you on that one as I have a little bit of a think. Meanwhile, Moffat takes a little bit of time to try and clean up a few more members on the side. Sleeping Beauty on the cart as well. And if Lijiang was anything to go off of, that was a good display of performance by Machi. But here, it's all Mega Thunder so far on Numbani. Neither team really wants to change anything up so far. We have the exact same compositions that we had coming into that first cap. Now, No contest from Machi Esports, at least it doesn't look like this. That is very late, and I'm very surprised they're actually able to get in there on time. Kent going down early to Moffat so far, being the hero of this game. If Poodle was the hero of Lijiang, Moffat so far is the hero of Numbani. And D-Crowd, man, is so hard to kill. He had a nano boost on him, he got taken down solo, discorded, has a primal rage as well, but will eventually go down to a Poodle, or rather Elk. But Apuda did have to spend a tactical visor to get it through the line. Machi Esports, they did lose that defense that they, to be honest, barely even managed to hold. But Machi Esports get the tank visor out of Mega Thunder, do take a little bit of wind out of the sails, do take some of that pressure off, do not allow Mega Thunder to snowball. This is the opening for Mega Thunder, with the 4 remaining ultimates, to really roll over Machi. And Machi got to use the tank visor from Nuns as well to really make a lot of work done here. And as it does come out now, Kant taking out Tita, stick from Kant as well into another play that didn't quite see it, but I believe it was graceful. Elf takes down his counterpart. Everyone's getting sticks in this game. What is going on? Kant with the double kill takes down Moffat. You've had your turn in the limelight, Moffat. Now it's Kant's turn to get back in there. For Machi Esports, that one ultimate could have been the ultimate to shut down Mega's entire push. It was going pretty well for Mega so far. Moffat's been playing great. And Machi Esports responds and kind of says, look, Kant can compete. Kant, the joke might be can't compete, but right now he can compete, and that's a real issue for Mega Thunder as they do finally change up. Tita now going on to the Reinhardt. Graceful going on to the Zaya pick. Curlos going to change things up as well onto the Anna, so we are now going to see two very different tanks. And of course, you have to remember the new patch does mean a slightly better Zaya, or I'd probably say a much better Zaya, and a slightly better Reinhardt. But in the hands of Tita, he's a very scary Reinhardt. So far though, Kant is definitely the one setting up roadblocks for this Mega Thunder team. I mean, you want to be a sprinter in a race, and Machi keeps putting up hurdles, and that's a bit of an unfortunate situation for Mega Thunder to be in. 1 minute 27 seconds now remaining. They had a pretty smooth run through the second phase of this map, the streets phase, and now the third cap. This is now where they're really hitting another brick wall. They hit a brick wall on their first cap, and now they're being stopped at begin. Good fire grenade onto a couple of the Mega Thunder members. I do believe someone got slipped there. Didn't really see from who. This Tracer duel could decide a lot in this game. Both players now already using the recalls. A little bit of help now for Kent coming out from teammate D-Crown on the top end. So never a fair fight, I suppose. That's another stick, but well-placed bubble from Graceful might just have left... Much as they've saved a bit of Tita, it still goes down eventually, so, you know, nothing can stop Kent. You stick the guy, the bubble comes on, Kent says, I want to kill you anyway. What can you do about that? 41 seconds now remaining. Mega Thunder got to be really struggling here. You changed up your composition very late into this push. You only had about 1 minute 30 left when you did change. You cannot be expecting to get ultimates up very quickly in this sort of scenario. Tita still waiting for his first Earth Shatter. Graceful still looking for that first Graviton, and Kurlos is nearly onto that Nano Boost, but with only now 20-ish kind of seconds remaining, you haven't hit nearly any of the major ultimates in the game yet. You're really gonna struggle. Meanwhile, Machi looking very healthy for ultimates. That well, I would say Nano Visor now from Machi Esports as they come on through. It has been very good for them so far. Moffat looking for a stick, gets the stick. Everyone's nailing their shots. Nuns, you can't miss any shots with the tactical visor. And this should be the end of Mega Thunder's push. No more members alive to even be able to contest. Apuda tried at the end there, even with the Nano Burst, but I think he got slipped, I think. Saw him lying on the ground. Maybe he just decided to do some push-ups with the soldier emote. Could be one of those kind of things, but so far for Machi, I gotta say, still very clean. I think Mega Thunder had a good run through on the first camp. They had, again, very difficult roadblocks to get past right away, but they eventually capped that one up. Beautiful work done by Moffat to open up that door for Mega Thunder to walk through. Then they sprinted through the second point, the second phase of the game, and once more, you hit a flight of stairs, and I think they just got a little bit too tired. Didn't have the energy, didn't have the fuel to make it on through. Got Machi on your screens here, looking pretty comfortable. Very calm, but very reserved. It's the young Kiyomi player right there on the left side. The Nuns to his right, and No Talk further down onto the right as well. So again, seasoned veterans from Season 1. A whole season together, no roster changes. Your synergy is 100% intact. You're working with people that you know extremely well against some of the best competition in the world. A lot of the Taiwanese teams, it's interesting because OPC teams, to my knowledge, don't really scrim or practice against each other. They do like to play against the Chinese teams. They do like to play against the Korean teams. So when you live in a fortunate place like Taiwan, you do get that practice. I believe we are getting to one of the earlier replays here with about 1 minute remaining. Sorry, excuse me. And it was, this was the kill onto, this was originally the pulse bomb kill onto Restia and his turret. Restia did come in back here now with that molten kill, but he never got a chance to stick his turret up again. He never got a chance to put his turret up again, and that is an issue. You've got to think that is a big issue for Restia, who well played by Mega Thunder on their side, because one of the issues with the original push was they weren't able to take down that turret on their initial push. They tried to sneak on under through the bridge, didn't really work out for them. Now they come on up, their second push, they got that turret, and then Moffat really sealed the deal, even denied that molten core. Going on to the second part of the game, and it's going to be Mega Thunder this time defending, hiding up in the hallways. Everyone's running basically the same thing, only difference here, Nuns will be taking up the Sombra, so, you know, Kiyomi going on to that soldier. Now, we did see a little bit of that on Lijiang Tower. Now he's going to play it for real on this map. This is definitely a composition that Machi do run. Triple DPS has been they're one of the few teams, I think, in the OPC who still really do want to run the triple DPS. Moffat going down is a bit of a problem, because Moffat was one of the big plays, but what a sleep dart! That was really well played by Kurlos, and still gets taken down by Kiyomi, which is a little bit of a problem still. Triple DPS is a little bit difficult for Mega Thunder to deal with, but I do believe it should be able to wave off this pressure here. Pudo goes down to Nuns, so Nuns has been a bit of an assassin so far into this game. Who says Sombra doesn't do damage? Moffat now alive. If Moffat doesn't get killed early by something like a Sombra, I'm gonna guess he got hacked there. If he doesn't get killed by something like that, he does go off. So Moffat's been the guy to look out for on the Mega Thunder side so far on Numbani. If you can get some sticks like he did on Mega Thunder's attack, this should be a very good hold for Mega Thunder. But on the other side as well, Kant has had some amazing pulse bomb sticks on his side, and now it's going to be a little bit of a slow push coming up from Machi once again. Nuns is just annihilating Moffat. I mean, cut the head off the snake, why don't you? It's not a snake, it's an elephant, but same thing really applies here. This should be the EMP. Catches 3 plant members. Ubudu down, Kurlos down. This is going to be a take. Now Elk is gone as well. No one spotted the players coming from behind on the atrium. No one saw that Nuns was there. He was invisible. No one saw that Kent was there, and they got caught out. And we already have another EMP. Moffat one more time. Excuse me, that was actually the replay, but there you go. You see exactly what it is. I would have been really scared. If that was another EMP, I would have been extremely disgusted. But no, thankfully real people play this game. So there's that. We got that going for us. The cap still actually hasn't gone over yet. So a lot of kills that Machi got, unfortunately, didn't really translate into good progress on the cart here. They are slowly getting that now. They also slowly have a lot of ultimates as well. I believe we are still in this another replay. So excuse the technical difficulties as we're moving on through here. This is exactly how Nuns ended up getting the kill into Moffat as well. So like I said, gets the hack onto one of the key players of Mega Thunder. Headshots ringing on true as well. There should be that big EMP play coming up through. That's about as good as you want. 3 players in there. Then directly D-Crown is already harassing. No talk up there as well. Really nothing you can do if you're on the side of Pudo, Kurlos, and Elk. You just get taken down. Beautifully set up, constructed, and executed play by Nuns. Once again, this is that moment where Nuns does get the hack onto Moffat. No, we are actually moving now forward on through the game, excuse me. It's a very quick game, trust me. If you didn't know Overwatch was a fast game, have a look, it's a fast game. I'm keeping it up. If you can't tell, I'm definitely keeping it up. So, yeah, so once again, Nuns is killing Moffat so many times here. I think, you know, in this replay alone, we've just about seen Moffat die 5 or 6 times. Give the guy a break, please. He's got a family. He's got kids. Interesting to see the Sombra play coming out of Numbani. It's not something I would say that is particularly common from teams. I guess teams that really want to run Sombra do have the ability to take that hero onto just about any map. But Numbani, typically, especially on that first cap, doesn't have the best access to good health packs, I suppose. You don't really have that kind of pressure you would with other heroes. All right, so we are now progressing on through, and well, I guess lots has happened in the meantime. Well, we did see Moffat die many a time. Moffat just died one more time because, you know, why not? As we're about to see if the cap does go on through. Unfortunately, no, it does not. Hell, why not? Let's just see Moffat die one more time. Just get in there. Dig a grave for this man. Get your whole family to do it. I don't even know at this point. Nuns is just, he's got it out for Moffat. Here we go. Cap does start rolling, card does start rolling a little bit back. As Mega Thunder do hold, it's a valiant hold, because if you remember what we saw on the second point cap with Mega Thunder on the attack, they had a much easier time than this. So Machi are really struggling now to get this cap on through, and they're running out of time. I mean, Mega Thunder had a lot more time on their attack and still so far running with the Sombra. I think it's about time Nuns really gets back onto one of his key heroes. Cat takes down Moffat with a beautifully placed pulse bomb. Always good to see the Tracer on Tracer fights, and this entire match is basically the Moffat dies compilation so far. Greatest hits, T1 going down to D-Crown. Everyone's taking down the counter pit exactly on the other side. The EMP may not even have to be used here. This should be a fairly straightforward take now from Machi Esports as they progress on through. D-Crown already getting forward pressure onto Apuro, who just has to back off. Good options from Mega Thunder though. They do in fact have an advisor available. Gotta be careful of the EMP coming out again. So now we're sort of just get to the stage where this is where the EMP becomes really important again. You need the momentum, you need the snowball, you need the big fights from the attacking team to really get the job done. The good news is they don't have to get it too far. You don't have to get it all the way to the end of the map, just part way through, about 2/3 of the way through, and you're gonna get the cap, and you got the ultimates to do it. Kant has been placing beautiful pulse bombs all game. It's hard to say whether he's even dropped a single one. Nuns finally goes down very early to T1, well placed kill there from him. Sleep dart from Careless Misses. That's a little bit unfortunate, but so far there's not a lot of kills from Machi. They got to get a few more kills into this. Apuro does go down, but we need progress on this cart because Mega Thunder. EMP already dissipated a long time ago. Players will be respawning now. The bad thing for Machi, well, the bad thing for Mega Thunder is that they have to get a little bit further to really be effective. Their spawn is still somewhat not in a great spot, still a better spot than what Machi has, and Machi's still keeping this one alive as long as they can. Good pulse bomb here once again from Kant would surely secure the deal, but it's going to be a back off from Machi, and they will reset. And I think for Mega Thunder, get a bit of a breath of fresh air. They kind of needed that. They really needed a little bit of space to get moving as well. And they spent all the ultimates for that. They've really got everything. One of the key factors for them winning that, I think, happened right at the start. That was T1 taking down Nuns quite early. As soon as the EMP came down, not giving him the ability to assassinate a player directly off the map like he usually has so far. And just excuse the technical difficulties. Should be getting back into the game very shortly. As what could be the final push now from Machi Esports, but like every good movie, well, maybe not every good movie, but a cliffhanger will be how we're going to end this one. Hopefully we'll be able to get the game feedback online for you guys in a moment, so we can find out what exactly is going to happen between Machi and Mega Thunder, who will take map number 2, Numbani. And so far, if I got to say, it does look slightly in the favor of Machi. They're in a better spot. Not time-wise, but positionally, the ultimates are coming back online. You had a position where the cart distance is really not that far for them to get on. I do believe we have a pause here just to sort of tide over the technical issues. And the faces of the mega players, they do look a little bit frustrated here. They do look a little bit worse for wear. Thumbs up from No Talk. He's ready to go. He's ready to win 2 maps in a row if he can. Been playing pretty good so far, and I guess that's it. I think they got it. If I'm not mistaken, I'm just going to take a guess here. I think Machi won, and we'll find out if I'm correct on this one. Is my analysis good or not? We'll have to find out, but I'm pretty sure Machi got it over the line just by the face of the players. Great stats there. I guess. Why not? Because why not? So if I'm not mistaken, that should be a 2-0 for Machi, but we will confirm that just because we did not exactly see the result of that, but it had to be a winner either way. There's absolutely no possibility of going into time bank. Either case, third map is Assault, and Assault will be picked once again by Mega Thunder. If they are down 2-0 right now, this will be the final map, potentially the final map, final opportunity for them to climb back into this game. And if it is 1-1 instead, well, you know, I think Mega Thunder really pulled one out through, which is really, really important for that team, especially, you know, the first match, the opening match of the new season of OPC. Like we often say, It's a new season, new teams, new rivalries. So, and I'd like to actually see. Machi has kind of two rivals in this competition, or at least coming in from season 1. Their main rival in the competition is against Hong Kong Attitude, who they were very closely competitive with in last season. But also Fireball from last season, now Mega Thunder, closely chasing up on them, hot on their heels. And I think for Mega Thunder, this has been a team that has been talked about a lot. The first time North American and Europe has had representation in the OPC in an Asia Pacific League in Asia and Taiwan. So a very, I guess, different environment for these players coming out of contenders, coming out of the qualifiers for contenders, representing Evil Geniuses, Splice representing, well, not Splice, but previously Splice representing Evil Geniuses, and you guys get paid in contenders now coming into Asia Pacific. Completely different environment for these guys. Once again, the third map is going to be Assault, picked by Mega Thunder, and so we do have 2-0 so far up. So there it is. I think for Machi, this has been not too difficult, but I really do want to talk about specifically, I guess the Tracer plays were really the big stars of Numbani so far. We want to talk about Lijiang, we talk about the two Genji, we talk about Nuns on Genji, we talk about Apudo and Genji, and we talk about the fact that on Night Market, they were probably the most influential members, and you got to address the fact that Kurlos was efficiently and immediately picked off by Nuns, if not another player, very quickly at the start of most fights. Apudo did get the counter kill onto Kiyomi. Both Zenyatta players basically spending more time in the spawn room than they did on I guess, the game itself. Then when we look at Numbani, it's a very different story. This is when the Tracer players really stepped up their game. Cant in particular did actually win a couple of those 1v1s against Moffat. I think the real key for Machi there was Moffat was the standout on Numbani, and you had those moments when Nuns got the hack on. You had those moments where, by the replays about 10 times, that we did kill Moffat very many times. And even, you know, the opening stages of that aside, Moffat was shut down towards the end of that. I think Cant never really slowed down. This was one of the up-and-coming Tracer players of Season 1 who was, unfortunately, very much in the shadow of the other great Tracer players like Bacon Jack, like I Eat You Up from Blank as well. So it's a very difficult journey for him so far, and to see him do quite well again in the opening match of the OPC, this has been a great start for Machi. And it's not even over for them yet. They've got at least one more match now against, or rather one more map against Mega Thunder, and then they'll be facing off against, if I'm not incorrect about this, they should be facing off against AHQ later. Nope. I believe today's schedule will be effect Hong Kong Attitude and Ardiant after this, as well as AHQ and Libertant Supreme. So we will get a chance to see the South Koreans take the stage, and of course the Japanese players take the stage as well. So we will only be seeing Machi one time today, and we will only be seeing Mega Thunder one time today. So a good opportunity for both teams to make a good impression. So far the impression from Machi, pretty good. The impression from Mega Thunder, a little bit left to be desired. So we're going to go to a quick break here as we await map number 3. And when we come back, OPC Season 2 continues. Welcome back to OPC Season 2. I'm AVRL. Now joined with me is Pixie. Before we get started, I want to thank the bravery and courage of the New Zealand police force men and women for finding Pixie out in the woods. So congratulations, welcome back. How was your journey through Narnia?
Yeah, look, it was pretty spicy.
Did you save the lion or not? That's what
I'll be honest, the place I went wrong was I let my phone run out of battery before leaving the house. Amateur mistake, I know, given that I was planning on getting lost in the woods, so...
All right, we're now going to get lost in space instead, where no one can hear you. I'd scream, I guess. What else do people hear you do?
That was terrifying.
I guess. Machi Esports also terrifying. Machi Esports is actually 2 up ahead now of Mega Thunder, who, you know what is actually terrifying? Me casting by myself in the van is terrifying. But Mega Thunder on their last legs, and this was their map pick, and the first time we're going to see Horizon, Lunar Colony in the OPC. And the new content is definitely coming out now. Like I said, we are on the current patch. We have seen Jaya come out. We have seen Reinhardt come out. Unfortunately, not enough to give Mega Thunder the win, but we are going to go to the new patch, which is their pick. It's a new team being put together here. Couple members from, or 3 members from Contenders, mixed with the Fireball guys, and we're going to the moon.
Yeah, and Mega have kind of got this interesting thing going right now with their roster, which you may or may not have touched on it already, but They are looking to basically have like almost a full sister team structure. So they're looking to have a very, very big roster. It helps them have internal scrims, but it also helps them have a lot of flexibility. So coming out the gate now on the other side of the coin there, we've got ourselves a Doomfist.
On both sides, in fact. Both sides are going to be running there. Both sides are going to Ryan and Zai out as well. Welcome to the 2017 new meta.
Yeah, boys, good to be back.
Double
2017
shotguns.
meta, yeah.
Double shotguns on the Machi side as well, which is really interesting to see. So you got tank busters on both sides, but a lot of tank busting on the Machi side, specifically. Yeah, you have the cap control.
Yeah, honestly, Machi just doing a great job of feeding back Mega, but Mega have kind of conserved their health pools here. They can come in for a counter-attack. Here they go with Cheetah leading the charge. Oh, but a Pudo dumped down by Nuns means that they're probably down and out for the count with this one. With Moffat following him to the grave, they do get the one back, but it is looking, that is a good Earth Shatter, but probably not quite enough to save it back. He's only there with his 2 healers, but never mind. Cheetah puts it on his back and he makes it happen. Only 1/3 capped up by Machi.
Yeah, that's right. Bring a huge hammer to a fist fight, Cheetah says, and Nuns takes down Opudo. First round goes down. Title card bout between the two Doomfist players, and it is interesting seeing the Reinhardt with the Doomfist as well in the same game, because Doomfist does have a pretty good game against Reinhardt in general, but that Earth Shatter from Cheetah was exceptional, and that was what really pulled away for Mega Thunder in that fight.
Yeah, it was clutch, but the other thing to be noted is Mega Thunder did actually set themselves up to have that option. They actually handled Machi's aggression very well in the first instance.
There's a real difference here, as you do have Moffat now onto the McCree. So Moffat's, I would like to say, fantastic tracer play. Not going to see the light of day here. Can's fantastic play. Not really seeing the light of day. Nuns charges up a punch. Not even going to hit anything. Cheetah already with the double.
Wow, Cheetah is like, he was like, you know what, guys? How about I just do it twice? You know?
Yeah. He's like the guy. It's a boxing match between Apudo and Nuns, and then you got a guy, a German man with a hammer, gets into the ring and just takes them both out.
That would be like the best and worst boxing match. It would be like if boxing was actually just a wrestling match.
I was going to say that sounds a lot more like a wrestling match than a boxing match. You know what would actually be funny in a boxing match is if you had the Doomfist in there, you got one fist that's huge and another one that's small.
Oh wow, Graceful actually catching the whole squad in that one. Apudo already starting to clean house. That is a beautiful, beautiful combo there. The one ult, the full wipe, and that is how you do it, Mega Thunder.
That is a... bringing down the Thunder, actually, and I think for Mega Thunder, this is now the squad you wanted to see on Lijiang. This is the squad you wanted to see on Numbani. They're finally able to find a map where they're comfortable, a composition that they're well practiced on. We saw a little bit of this composition did come out on Numbani in the later stages, but a little bit too late with only 1 minute 30 remaining. Now they've got a lot more time to work with, and you can see what they were trying to do back then.
Already Moffat zoning out with the Deadeye there, but a beautiful sleep has kind of cut that one out. Now Machi have their opportunity. Yeah, it's the dead opposite. They've got all the ultimates to get ready for this, so the key thing is going to be Apudo keeping himself alive.
And Cheetah had a beautiful Earth Shatter last time around. Nice punch through from Apudo.
Oh yeah, he's going to have to go sky high to try and turn this one back around, though, as the team's looking worse for wear. Does catch Kiyomi with that Meteor Strike. Now looking to get back on, but with no Cheetah, he's just going to be going in solo. Fists are swinging. He's trying to get one, but great barrier by No Talk, plus the beam down on him, and that is going to be Machi finally getting themselves through the first point.
Absolutely, you know, a little bit of token resistance here, I guess, still from No Talk. He's trying to finding the last kill into Moffat. I guess for Moffat, he may look to change here anyway. You do see Mega Thunder now vastly changing their composition. I expect the Tracer to come back out, and I guess it does come back out. So a very specific strategy for Mega Thunder on the first cap, but as soon as we get to the second, they do change up. Machi going to give this one another go. Be interesting to see. In fact, it is interesting to see now. No Nuns is already back onto the soldier that we know him for.
Yeah, it looks like they're mostly just wanting to leverage this Graviton while they've got it, and then maybe swap No Talk off again. But in any case, setting themselves up now to go around the side. No Talk really wants to get that defense matrix down.
Definitely a bit of a slow setup around the side room at the moment.
They're giving Mega Thunder a lot of ult charge here.
I would say they also get a bit of ult charge as well. There goes the grab.
Yeah, but straight into the bubble there. So, I mean, most of the team kind of safe. Cheetah does go down now, but Mega Thunder are going to have these respawns, and that wasn't as much of a blowout as Machi needed. Now trying to follow it up as Apudo gets back to base. They're on the point. We'll probably get a third off this, but Mega Thunder looking to get back onto this one now. May want to wait for Moffat, and they actually could do so if they continue to stall like this, which is what Graceful is looking to do on this Diva. Now looking to get onto it. Kurlos still holding on to the boost. Elk in a bit of trouble. They really need to keep Tidawat topped up. Kurlos finally commits, but Tidawat already down. Nuns getting that one up just in time. Now Moffat's going to have a hard time getting onto this. The stagger is here, but Machi looking well set up. Good catch on DCL1. May just turn the tide of this one. Ooh, it's close.
Absolutely, and Machi had a lot of ultimates coming online there. Cam died on 98%, which is really unfortunate to see. The double vision now from Kiyomi. This is what it looks like when you got the glasses the wrong size or the wrong sort of tuned the wrong way.
All the stall tools coming out though. T1 had that ult, and Apudo getting the ultimate as well at the clutch moment. That was, look at that. I mean, 97.7%. I don't need to tell you how close that is, right? But Machi really nearly had that. But honestly, for a first push with only the grab, that went really well.
I would like to think so as well. For Mega Thunder, they blew just about everything there. They had to throw everything at the wall and see what sticks. Everything did stick, but for how long? 97.7 is already nearly the cap. It's not quite the cap. You don't guarantee that time bank just yet, and that is what Machi are looking for with only 1/3 left to go. And now ultimates to play with. Look for No Talk and the grab coming online.
Kant getting into a great position with this Death Blossom right onto the healers. That's the two of them that he needs, plus Apudo to make it the hat trick. T1 already down and out for the count. Well, it wasn't guaranteed overtime at 97.7, but it's looking like it's just about going to be here. The full wipe, and Machi get themselves a cap through. 2:22 in the time bank for them.
That is about as clean of a final take as you could really ask for. I think if they had more than 1/3 left to go, there would have been a secondary contest. Now, the good news for Mega Thunder is, had they had the extra thirds to play with, they would be respawning as a full team. The problem for the defense is you really win as an attacker when you stagger out the defensive respawns. If you actually kill all 6 of them at the same time, they also respawn as 6 and can fully contest you as a full team. So, you know, the fact that they got the full team wipe there allows them to get a full cap out without any contest, but thankfully and fortunately with the ability to actually get it through in one full sweep and with only 1/3 to cap on through. So
yeah,
very well planned, executed, set up by Machi. And I think going back to what you said earlier, the 97.7 with barely anything committed was important.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, they got so much out of so little that when they did get a lot, they didn't need to actually gain much more in terms of the time. I mean, exactly what you were just talking about. But one of the interesting things here, and I think this is something Machi kind of respected as well, is if you do happen to get that full team wipe, they are all going to be able to contest at once. But because the respawns are now slowed down, if you've got all your members on the point, they will get it, but they're probably only going to get it when you've already got 2/3. So it's actually a lot safer to go for a full team wipe. You don't have to make yourself stagger, but staggering can also be useful depending on your team comp. Machi just seem to have a really good understanding of that right now.
I think the natural way to do it is a stagger, because usually you don't get everyone in a full wipe like that. I think for a team like Machi, they were able to catch so many of the initial Death Blossom, mind you, with no real setup for that. The setup was the positioning from Kant to start with, coming in from quite high. No one spotted that. No one saw that. He came down, dropped down on 3, immediately got the pickups, and didn't require grab to help him, didn't require a speed boost, a nano boost, nothing like that. It was just him and his Death Blossom and 3 friends.
You make it sound like a really chipper, like Enid Blyton adventure, like the Death Blossom 3, you know? I would read that Enid Blyton book, by the way.
The Pixie, the Witch in the Wardrobe.
Yeah. In any case, out the gate now, Mega Thunder on the offense, and Machi going to harass them all the way to the point.
So once again, pretty much the same thing we've already seen, but Nuns doesn't want to go back onto the Doomfist for this. I don't think he had a very good time in the Doomfist, and I think even the Apudo struggled.
Yeah, and speaking of Nuns, just completely safe through that one. Machi beating back the tide very, very easily. A couple of members of Mega getting some toes on the point, but I mean, honestly, the bio grenade set the scene there. Nuns was healing up, Apudo couldn't get healing, and look where the fight went.
And well set up in terms of positioning on the Machi side. They all sort of backed up in the stairwell area as Mega Thunder sort of stepped on through that right side flank. I believe, I don't quite know the name of it, so it must be the training facility or something, just looking at the tags there. But all of Mega came through the same side, as they are once again doing. So if Machi want to do this again, all they got to do is camp that stairwell and they should have the same fight.
Yeah. Honestly, if Mega keep doing this and Machi keep beating it back, then they're just going to be kind of beating their heads at the wall until they get ults up. But second time's the charm. I mean, the first one was really decided by the bio grenade, so Mega going to go for another round.
Grab almost online for Graceful. I think that's what they're waiting for. As soon as the grab's online, now you got to expect the play to come out, and the play does come out.
It does indeed, but the bio grenade is good. He does still catch the 3 though. Moffat absolutely cleaning up. Amazing work done by him, and absolutely no hesitation to go in despite all the healing being thrown down. That's a full wipe. That's a near guaranteed cap. I would be stunned if Machi contest this. That actually gives Mega a really good amount of time to push themselves to time bank.
Mega really caught Machi with their pants down there, and this is the kind of issue when you're not running you don't have divas on the other side. Graceful can get any sort of graviton he wants whatsoever. Had No Twerk had played a diva in that composition, it would have been a different story, but teams are opting for this. No changes for Mega Thunder approaching the second cap. They got a lot of ults to play with. They got to make it count.
Yeah, they really do, but they're all in a grab. Kant is picked off, though, so there's not a whole lot of follow-up that can come out. Nuns is trying to find something, but he's out from the Deadeye. Beautiful work there. Apudo trying to go hunter-killer with that Meteor Strike. He does get No Talk. Not quite with the ult, but with the 1-2 punch combo. And now, this is what I was talking about. They got the near full team wipe and are looking like they can get 2 full thirds before the contest comes in. Now here it comes out of Machi, and they already lose Kant again off the top of it. Ooh. No toes on the point. Machi with all those members alive couldn't quite get anyone on. Good work by Graceful keeping them at bay, and that is a great time bank for Mega.
And what was going on with Ristia on the May that you would have considered there was going to be a pretty big stall. So far from Mega, that was pretty quick. All things considered, they had a little bit of a struggle going on through, but all they needed was a grab, and the grabs have been good from this team. Moffat has been good on this team, whether that has been from the Tracer or the McCree so far. McCree defensively didn't really see the kills come out. And then you saw the pickups as soon as they went on through. Good defense from Mega as well against the Graviton Surge. On the other side, Machi tried to throw that one in there, had a response with the sound barrier immediately. No one died. Moffat got 2 with the Deadeye, and then it was a snowball on through for the rest of Mega Thunder. Far more cleaner than Machi's approach to the second cap.
And I'll be honest, Machi looked a little bit taken by surprise after Kant got picked there, because they did actually have the tactical visor to commit straight away. They held off, and by that point they were lacking 1 DPS. The grab had pretty much ended, the team had pretty much survived, and from there Mega could just kind of take the numbers advantage and run with it.
And at the same time as well, you really got to go back to that first cap. I think the first cap really said a lot, because it was one of those moments where for a team like Mega, they barely had to use anything, and they got so much out of it. This is now, I believe, the second time we've seen Mega where one grab just completely wins you the fight. We saw it on defense, Graceful chucked one out there. That was a full team wipe, nothing else committed. Then on the attack, the same story again. And we're going to have Machi back on the attack in their time back now with a lot less time than Mega.
Yeah, and they actually took quite a while to really push through this first point, so we're going to have to see them get it a little bit more convincingly this time. Granted, a lot of that was T2What's clutch play, but I mean, hey, he could do it twice, he can do it a third time.
Punching mans are back into this, so it is a part of Machi's set strategy here. Really charged and get quite a lot done. Oh. Moffat, watch your health.
Oh, wow. Able to stay alive as they catch Nuns. Apudo does go down in the trade there, but they're keeping T2What just barely topped off, and they are kind of beating back Machi a touch. Now, Mega, if they don't lose T2What, never mind that. They had the opportunity to recontest. Now, no such luck. Moffat backing off to see if he can maybe get some cheeky picks in. They are getting a couple, but they probably just have to stall a little bit for time and then cede the point.
And this is a very different approach from Mega Thunder, a rather different result, I should probably accurately say, because last time it was T2What making the hero play. He got a super early Earth Shatter that ended that fight, and Mega Thunder were able to secure that defense. This time around, T2What went down. This time around, you didn't have Graceful in the Graviton. The Graviton and T2What's Earth Shatter is what saved Mega Thunder before, and they're going to have to look for other options now.
Yeah, but you know what saved Machi on the first one was No Talk's grab. He does not have that. He is close. T2What onto the Winston now, and they're able to actually get themselves fully set up this time compared to the last hold.
And Machi definitely need a little bit more time here as they're about to get into these ultimates. We're going to see a little bit of aggression from the sound barrier.
As the big commit there, Kurlos did at least get his ultimate off before going down. What a sleep onto Apudo. He's out of the skies. T2What in trouble as well. It's not looking good for Mega right now, but luckily they have kept a few members alive. They'll be able to stall this one out, but they aren't actually getting any kills in return. They really need to pick someone off. No such luck, and now Nun's fully topped off. Mega are actually going to be staggering back onto this point on the defense. They can't quite go for a full respawn here with how long Moffat will take, but good job by Kurlos to buy the time for now. They may just want to run out the clock.
I think that's going to have to be the play here. No Talk still has that Graviton Surge, and that's extremely concerning because the Death Blossom was used without the grab, which means the grab still has effect, and here it comes.
There it goes. There's not even anyone left to catch in the grab just about, aside from Graceful, who was able to keep himself safe. Between Kant and Nuns, they absolutely swept that up, had those ultimates up. Cycling was so nice by Machi once they had themselves on the point, and Mega didn't even get the opportunity to run down the clock. There is still 35 seconds for Machi.
Yeah, absolutely, and Machi complete their attack, and they also complete the Tour de France with that kind of cycle going on. And it was just a really well thought out, well displayed piece of execution there from Machi. And what's really interesting to me so far is neither team from my perspective at least, has really shown off what the Doomfist is capable of. What has happened with the Doomfist so far is you are setting up Earth Shatters, you're punching the other Reinhardt out of the way, slam your hammer down, you knock everyone apart, and you complete that fight. But so far, after that, aside from that kind of play there, we haven't seen a lot of the Doomfist really be that useful. It's in a sort of position where can you Earth Shatter? Useful. Otherwise, hasn't really shown any sort of real quality.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're seeing haymakers, right? We're seeing haymakers rather than sustained bouts. And I mean, because of Doomfist's strength, the haymaker is still good. You're still going to get one person. But there's a lot of heroes that can do that, right? I mean, Tracer has that with her ultimate. That's exactly what that is. You do want to see these Doomfists both get just that extra sustained fight going on, where they take one and they kind of snowball it onward. Keep the fist swinging.
And so Machi are going to set up for the exact same defense so far, and I'll be interested to see if Mega do also opt for the same attack. The good news is they have 5 minutes and 34. There's so much time, way more time that you would normally attack with, which is 4 minutes. So you got about a 1 minute 34 sort of bit of leeway for you to experiment with stuff. Does this composition work? Does this attack work? If not, 1 minute 34 of buffer time to fix it.
And they're not even going to use much of that time really to try anything different. They're actually going to come out the gate with the same thing. Machi also going to defend with the same thing as their first defense.
Ooh.
Mega, switching it up. They're going around the side. They want to take this. Did not quite get Machi by surprise by going up top though.
And Nuns is going to challenge Moffat directly with the McCreas also. It does seem like both teams have pretty much the same idea here. The only real difference, as we've seen from before, is Nuns still, or rather Kant, still onto that Reaper.
Yeah, Kant's in trouble, but he's alive, which means Mega are actually beaten back a little bit. Oh dear, losing a Pudo, and the trade for Kiyomi probably wasn't quite worth it. They aren't really able to get back into the fight for the moment. Mega Thunder.
Really slow approach so far. Last time it was a Graviton Search from Grace where they really sealed the deal.
Oh, but that charge.
Reinhardts.
Yeah, the charge finally got through the shield. I mean, that's what Machi really had in the tank while they were trying to hold that one out. Now trying to go in on the aggressive again, Mega Thunder, but they're really looking thin for members here. Not getting the quick kills they need now with No Talk having this grab. Mega actually just need to back off, go for a full respawn. Not quite going to be able to do that in time. Good barrier though, and they're actually able to take out No Talk. Caputo rejoining the fight now at a clutch moment. They pick up Kiyomi as well so they can secure this point, and honestly, by the skin of their teeth, they're able to just keep that one going.
I think clutch is a key word here because Rishtia was killed by Moffat in the middle of him channeling the sound barrier. He didn't land, he didn't actually get the sound barrier off. That could have been a very different fight had the defensive ultimate come out for Machi. A lot of ifs and buts, and also on the other side as well. The Graviton from No Talk was good. Unfortunately, Apuda was available to get that haymaker punch that we have talked about to really push No Talk away, secure that kill as well. So for Machi Esports, we're at 4 minutes and 9 seconds, and that buffer time was enough for Mega Thunder to get across the line.
Yeah, and they've also got all the tools they need here. Have to absorb that Deadeye first from Nuns, but it goes wide. Moffat does get picked, though, so they can't use that. Apudo slept as well, means they're going to struggle to keep this one going, and Machi just getting a couple of key little bits here and there, a pick here, a sleep there, and suddenly Mega found themselves without use of any of the resources they'd banked up.
And this is going to be some change-ups now from Mega Thunder. Moffat doesn't even care about using the Deadeye that sort of carried the weight of the team for 2 kills on their initial push on through for attack, and a rather big change-up from Mega Thunder. Now we're starting to see this team cash in that extra time that they got through the time. Like I said, they had a little bit of time to test out composition to see if this was going to work. Not going to work for them, and now they're going to buy it and get that withdrawal from the bank, and now go back to something more conventional.
And I'm really liking this change-up as well. They honestly just want to get really, really aggressive. We're already seeing that from Moffat. He is doing his best to keep Restia where he doesn't want to be. They are going to have to find a window to really push onto the point itself, though.
Some really good biotic grenades, I think, coming from both sides, but specifically on the side of Kiyomi has really slowed down Mega Thunder a number of occasions. We've seen that now on the first cap. We've seen that now on the second cap with Kant going down.
Oh, dear.
This should be the opening to go.
Yeah, D-Crown is going to have to pop the Primal Rage to keep that one alive now, but No Talk popped out of the mech, and Moffat still looking healthy. Means if they can keep this one going here, Mega Thunder, D-Crown did not find what he was after, and now Moffat picking out No Talk for good. T to what, taking out his counterpart, and suddenly Mega Thunder all over this. The only ones going down are the healers, which could be all Machi need, but they still need to find a good way to stall. Without Kant, that's going to be a hard ask. They do pop the mech, but that's all they've really got so far. Kiyomi going down as well means no ultimate out. Good eat on the pulse bomb. That was big. It might just be enough to save this one. That would have otherwise been a guaranteed pick, but look at Apudo's positioning. D-Crown trying to stop him from getting up there, and he is now out of the picture here. Nuns goes down, got just enough work done, and Mega Thunder barely getting repelled.
And you can see that Oputo wanted to use his tactical visor there, but a well-placed bubble from Decran prevented it. It was really putting Oputo back, and so far he has been shutting. He hasn't had the opportunity to get that ultimate out there. Nuns, while he did die, he managed to get the two very crucial picks with his own tac visor to slow Mega Thunder down. So even if Mega Thunder caps on through here, they're running out of so much time.
That was a very big jump in from the side of Machi, and it nearly goes haywire. Sound barrier keeps them through it, and Mega just match it with their own now. They've got plenty more juice to go on, but Oputo going down to the Diligence D-Crown is good news for them. They get the trades back, but honestly, 2 for 2 when you're the attacking side isn't enough to get that third.
Absolutely not. You got to be rather concerned for Mega Thunder here because they're about to equalize time with Machi Esports, who, mind you, started with less than half of Mega's time in that time bank. And, you know, Mega has kind of, I don't want to use the word squandered, but they have certainly not made use of the bonus time they had on top of Machi.
And now, honestly, Machi had just enough resources to keep this one alive much longer. Already the Pulse Bomb onto Elk means, honestly, Mega, they have to wait even longer now. They're not going to be able to match Machi's time bank. They may not even get a time bank at all.
And that is definitely an issue. If you are going to, and like you said, the best option they have now is to match Machi's time bank. For a team with over double the amount of time that Machi had on their time bank, they're definitely, without a doubt, behind here. Like you said, if at all, if they can even cap to start with.
Yeah, and they don't have the resources either. They're going to be relying on the self-destruct. They will also get the nano boost in a moment, but the pick-on can could be the window they need. They still have to fight through D-Crown and No Talk with their ultimates available. Nuns as well. They need to be able to deal with him. They try and send Moffat in to do so, but he has to duck out before he loses his life. Loses it anyway. Kurlos down and out for the count as well. And with just over 20 seconds on the clock, Mega, they're going to be screaming towards this point, and they may not even get it.
Big problems for Mega. 15 seconds remaining. No ultimates even up. No Talk's got a self-destruct. Hiomi's sitting on a nano as well. Nuns, his tech visor was so good. Every time defensively he's used it so far, manages to get the kills of Pudo. He's going to get one, maybe if he's lucky within the final few moments of this fight, but he has to live.
Ooh, barely able to get on the point. There is Moffat. Now they have to get someone else on it as well, but they're having a hard time. D-Crown with the nano boost trying to catch them on the flank there, and it works. They take Graceful out of the mech. He had no team to back him up. Pudo with his tactical visor isn't getting anything done, unfortunately, and there's just no one really to touch this point in any significant fashion. They pick one on No Talk, but it is not enough at all, and Machi pick it up 4 to 3. Take the 3 of 3 and I was going to say like 3 of 5. Which is a really awkward way of saying you win a best of 5.
You wouldn't be incorrect, but slightly awkward, but not incorrect.
Yeah. It's right, but it's wrong.
Right, but the wrong way to say it. And speaking of right, Machi found the right way to hold on to the defense. And I want to say for the Mega Thunder team, I think this was a sort of mixed bag for the team. And we're about to see from Tita one of the finest moments of this team. And I think this has been the map that really came out super strong for Mega Thunder. They struggled on Lijiang Tower. They struggled on Numbani. I thought this was going to be the big Earthshatter play, but hey, that's not bad either.
I'll be honest, yeah. I mean, it's a similar kind of hero play, really. It was comboed out with the Grav, but Tita what really pulled his weight. We have to absolutely give credit where credit's due. But yeah, mixed bag feels like a very apt description of Mega's first performance here in Season 2. But mixed can kind of still mean a good thing, right? Because in that mix were shining moments. Were Tita carrying? Were Apuda going off? And also, I want to really shine a bit of a light on Moffat because it's hard to shine beside Apudo, and I really think he did.
Yeah, mixed bag, like, you know, there's more black jelly beans than you expected, but the other ones are still in there. And, you know, Machi collect their handshakes as usual. And this is the thing about Machi versus Mega Thunder is Mega Thunder do come into this as, I guess, a bit of a newer team. They took the old Fireball rosters, at least 5 members of that roster minus 9th, and they added the 3 North American / European members in there. So they've had some time to now boot camp in Bangkok. They've had some time to boot camp in Taiwan as well. But Machi is a seasoned veteran team of the OPC. They haven't made a single roster change. Everyone knows each other extremely well. They know their play style. They're very well practiced. It's a well-oiled machine. And it did look like Mega needed a little bit of time to get started because we only started seeing breaths of light and seeing life in this team on that final map.
Yeah, exactly. Something interesting here about Machi as well is, I mean, when you look at how they rounded off last season, they were already in a strong place. And you're right, they are one of the few rosters that really has not undergone any significant change. when you're Machi, this is exactly the kind of game you wanted to have for your first series. And yeah, sure, we can talk about Mega being a mixed bag. Maybe if they were sort of consistently at the good level of that mixed bag, like at the cola bottle level of the mixed bag, as opposed to being predominantly licorice.
Right.
Then apologies to those who like licorice out there.
I don't mind it.
Yeah, it's
I'm okay
terrible.
with licorice, so that means, you know, I'm okay with Mega so far.
So far, yeah, all right. Like, I don't mind like 1 or 2 in my pick and mix, but my point really is this is the kind of win they wanted to pick up. It says, look, we are here in Season 2. Yeah. We are going to take you down if you haven't come in prepared, if you're still trying to gel with your new roster. We are going to be the wall you have to get past.
And they were the wall that they had to get past in Season 1. Remember, this is the 5th and 6th team from Season 1, and Fireball tried very hard to get past that wall. They actually had some success because they beat Hong Kong Attitude towards the end. The same Hong Kong Attitude, mind you, that did take a win against Blank, that did take a win against AHQ in Season 1. So Fireball had that success. We know they have the capability to get it in there, but this new Mega roster, that potential, I believe, still exists within the team. They just need to be able to access it, because when we did see them access it, you have those brilliant moments where Graceful gets a big grab, everyone dies, no one uses any other ultimates, and it's absolutely fantastic. You get the amazing moments when Moffat doesn't miss a single pulse bomb. And to his credit, and also Kant's credit, both the traces on Numbani landed just about every single pulse bomb I could see. If they didn't stick them, they at least got a kill, and that kind of consistency was unseen even by the top tracer players in Season 1.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know anything about that. I ran out of battery in the woods, so.
All right, we're going to get to the interview now. I'll be translating this one over with Ristia and Kent.
先跟大家打个招呼吧。
So
你好，我
introduce
是
yourself.
Restia。
Hello, I'm Ristia.
我是 Kent。
I'm Kent.
那我就先来问问队长了。哎，现在目前还是队长吧，不然好尴
So are you
尬。
still the captain? Yes, I am.
还是不是？好，那 Kent 我给你接一下麦克风好不好？
So
谢谢。
Kent, let me take
想问
your
一下，这
microphone
段
over.
期间因为也休息了蛮长一阵，
So you've had a big
一阵
rest?
时间。哎，你的眼镜是怎么回事啊？
没有，那时候
So
摔到了。
what happened to your glasses? I fell over,
你
so
说
my
你
glasses
说
broke
那
a
种
bit.
包扎伤口的胶带把它粘回去的吗？
我用
So
它
did you
发
just
现它
fix it
最
with
好
some
用
tape?
啊
It
是吗？
says, yeah,
我
it
都
still
用
works.
强力胶哎，所以这个是最牢固的，是不是？
对，因为我有拿那种就是那种透气胶去绑。
Yeah, I just wanted to get an easy fix in there and
真
just.
的哎，不好意思，有点
It
离
doesn't
题，
really
因为我真的是
Sorry, I
深
didn't
受
want to
这
bring
眼
that
镜
up,
断
but
掉的困扰。我也在想到底要怎么样可以把
really
断掉的
knows,
镜架粘得非常牢固。
对眼镜有爱，你知道吗？对，用
Yeah,
习
Yi,
惯。
Mr. Yi on the other side
好
says, well,
不小心太
treat
离
your
题了。
glass
这
with
段
love
期
and
间其实
care.
非常长的时间，那队伍上面在做的调整会是比较加强沟通
So,
这方面，还是有在练习？
what kind of changes did you make
就
between
两
seasons?
都
What
有
did you
因为我
improve?
们之前第一赛季是因为我们临时成军，然后就是我们都没有很多时间去练习。
So we didn't have too much time
为了比赛，然后专
in
门去练
between.
一个阵容这样子。那我们休赛期我们就可以有很多时间去调整，说我们
But,
要练什么样的
we
性质
did have-
这张图具体要怎么打。
We were able to look deeper
所以
into
第一
maps
季
and
其
our
实比较
compositions
辛
to
苦，
really
因为
make
有点
changes
像
where we
在
felt
配合
necessary to improve.
meta，是不是？
Were you making the changes based on the meta? Says yes so far.
临时调整这样子。
所以现在
We are
有找
looking at
到
meta.
队伍上大家都比较认可的定位和阵容。
对。
So if you
那
found
这
out
一次
something,
面
a
对的
composition
对
that
手
works
其
with
实
Vividity,
是
says
新成
yes.
军的，也不算新成军啊，就是 MT 嘛。那他们有加了3名，
So
都是蛮厉害的。
Mega Thunder has added 3 strong
跟自
members.
己比赛对战起来感觉。
What did you feel about that playing against them?
他们是非常强的，因为我
I
们
feel like they're very
在
strong.
赛前我们就有就是跟我们团练的对手，像是什么中国队就
But we've
跟
played
我们说
against a lot of
就是他们
Chinese
讲
teams,
说 Mega 很强，
and they've all said that
然后
Mega
就
was
说
quite
因为那
strong.
个对手就是我们经常团练的，然后我们也
And
打不太过，
we've trained
就
against the same
Mega 打赢
teams.
他们的这样子。
We were very
然后
much looking
所以我
towards
们就
Mega.
赛前其实我们就一直没有小瞧他们，就一直觉得
But
他们
we,
肯定
this
会
entire time, we've never underestimated
所
them.
以
We
是
always
有
thought of
点
them
担
as
心。
the
那你
top team in
有
this
特别觉
competition.
得哪一个选手
So
很
who did
紧
you,
就你
who
需
in
要特别
particular,
担心
who in
他
particular did you
我
watch
今天
out
我
for?
今天其实完全没有去考虑这方面，因为你知道我
I didn't
第一
really
张
pick
图是有
one
暂
player.
停嘛我第一张图就是那个他们麦的声音大到我游戏什么都听不到，然后
So
我觉得
it was actually quite hard to
没
hear
有声音在打
in the first
然
map.
后
I was playing without sound for a little bit.
奇怪我怎么残血，然后我就
How
死
did
掉了
I didn't
所以第
really,
一场
I
通
didn't
常都会
I
比
know
较
how
不
I
紧的
died
状况
sometimes.
因为以往好像每次选手都是这样哎。
对。
那这一次呢，我们的 OPC 也是有加了几个新的队伍。
So we've got
想问
new
一下
teams in the
你
OPC
们
as
有
well.
团练的时候遇到其他支
Have
队
you
伍了吗？
had any
我们有
encounters with them?
跟 LS 团练，
We have scrimmed
其
against
他的话
Liberal
就
Supreme.
日本队
对对对
That's a Japanese
怎样
team.
实力如何？
应该讲说我们就在 OPC 他们进入 OPC 之前，我们就会经常跟他们团练。
So we've actually we actually
以前就认识了。
scrimmed them before they
好，
joined the
实力呢？
OPC.
他们当然很强啊。
他
We
们
think
对
they- we think
对
they
他
are
总
strong,
不能
of
先
course.
跟我说，我觉得蛮弱的，胜率如何？好了，你跟他们对上的胜率。
这个不好说，不好说。
So
果
can
然
you give
是
some
这个
details about it? He says I don't want to say too
好
much
那我
about
们这个
the
我们
results
画
of
面
those
交给我们
scrims.
的易先生，看他有什么想问
We're
的。
going to go to Mr. Yi on the other
想
side.
问一下 Ken 哦，Ken 今天闪光其实表现的是蛮
So
亮
Kent,
的，比起第
your
一季哦，虽然
tracer was amazing today.
啊，在说什么我都说你什么4、5拍进场之类的。 但是你今天闪光表现来说，哎，其实你跟你自己家 Nuns 的忍者配合 BGD。
So I thought you in particular paired well with Nuns on the
对啊，
DPS
就是
slot.
我们其实这2个月休在一起的时候有一直狂练这个。
So in the 2-month break, we have been working together. And we spend a lot of time together to work on our synergy. So now the meta is a little bit more fluid compared to the first season. So on the map like Horizon, you have teams are trying a lot of different things out.
那时候找的时候就是找角色是很广，就是以便 meta 转变的时候。
So we were training on the other heroes in preparation for the meta shift the entire time.
算是。
So we're trying to keep as flexible as possible.
应该每个都很厉害啊。
应该都每个厉害是不是？哇，像每一队都一定要都要那么吹。
每个都说我都蛮厉害的，都会一点。
Is everyone?
对，那整体
What sort of heroes are you good? And he says, I think I'm good at all the ones I practice.
因为我们大家都是预测说，因为 Mega Thunder 他们其实换上了许多。
So we're talking about Mega Thunder here. They have changed a
那
few
时候可能
members.
磨合期不足，但是今天表现来说，算是有点让我们跌破眼镜。
So.
So,
but today I think you guys are the heroes of the game. You were the team that really impressed us. How do you feel about that?
我们应该还是朝刺客阵这一方面走吧，因为
So
我
we're
们
still
觉得
really focusing on
刺客阵
DPSs.
其实也没到这么万用，还是比较适合刺客的时代。
So we're really a DPS focused team that really relies a lot on our DPSs to do the work.
对。
是的，那也谢谢 Kent。
也就是刚刚队长说的，有找到自己团队上的最好的定位和阵容啦。
So it's like your coach has said, you know, when you find something that really works in your team, that's what you go off of, and that is the interview from the 2 members from Machi, and it's a win for Machi, 3-0, clean sweep on through, and we have a couple more matches still coming up today. It was still Hong Kong Attitude and Artie next up, followed by the final match, which is AHQ versus Liberate Supreme, and that's all going to happen very shortly as we take a quick break, so we'll see you on the other side.